Hello and welcome back. So this time we're going to start learning Gavotte. Excuse the sweat. It's really hot in the science laboratory room. But it has the best lighting and it's good sound. So let's start with Gavotte without further ado. So I just want to focus on the first part. It's divided into two parts. You have the first four systems. That's what we're going to learn first for the part one. This is the part one of the video. And okay, let's start. So if you've noticed, there are a lot of 8 notes with staccato. And when you learn a piece, you don't want to go straight directly to those articulations. You want to just learn the notes first and the bowings. So it's really important to figure out what the bowings are first and what the notes are. So if you've noticed on our first system, there are literally no slurs except for the ones with the grace notes, which I will explain later. So let's go to the first system, all right? So it goes something like, it's typically just 8 notes in a combination with quarter notes, okay? So you want to learn the notes first, so you're going to play détaché. And as a reminder, détaché is when you just play the full value and no staccato, no legato or anything, okay? So it's basically just... So that's détaché, okay? Okay, so I'm going to play the first system. It goes something like this without staccatos yet, okay? So I'm going to play it full détaché. Okay, so if you've noticed, it starts with the finger 3. And what I would suggest to you so that you'll have a more solid and you'll be more sure of your finger 3 note, you want to make sure that you're also pressing on finger 1 and 2 while playing finger 3. Alright? So, what I did is, dumiretso na ako sa finger 3 because I'm already familiar with the distance and the feeling of the third finger. So if you've known that na, if you have a feel of that already, no need to put finger 1 and 2. But as basics would suggest, and which is very important also, I would also recommend that you use finger 1 and 2 as parang anchor or your poste, okay? Yan ang magpoposte sa inyo so that you'll be more sure on your third finger, okay? So it starts off with 3, and then 3, 4, 3, 1. There are fingerings on your piece, right? When you play 4, you don't want to lift finger 1, 2, 3. So it goes like this. Alright? See that again? So what I did is, nakaposte po yung finger 1 and 2, and then finger 3, and then when I play 4, naka-place pa rin yung fingers ko. So it looks like this, okay? Alright? So, now we have a grace note slurred to a quarter note. That's on the second beat of our second measure. Now, what does this mean? I've already mentioned grace note kanina in Minuet 1 in our past video. You can review that. So when you play grace note, you play it on the beat, not before. So grace note versus pick up note, it's very different. Don't be confused about this one. When you play pick up note, you play it right before the beat. So it goes 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Pam pam, diba? Remember Happy Farmer? But when you play grace notes, it has to be on the beat. So it goes 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and param. Param. Pam param pam. Okay? So that's how you play grace notes. So what I did really, I'm going to play the second measure of Gavotte. What I did is just, and then 1, 2 on the E string. So it's down. Okay, so you want to practice that slowly on your own. And then of course, it's the same thing on the third measure but different notes. Bumaba lang tayo ng isang beat. So kanina we started on finger 3 and now this one starts on the third beat, it starts on finger 2. So same thing, dapat nakaposte ang finger 1 before you play 2 para mas sure tayo sa ating notes. So it goes... Okay, so review your notes, do it one by one. My finger guides naman, so I'll leave that to you to practice. As you can see, you have repeat signs again. On the ending of your second system, you can see a double bar with 2 dots. That's a repeat sign. So you want to repeat it from the top before you go to the third and fourth system. Alright, so I just really want you to practice that. Similar lang ang notes and pattern dito sa first and second system. But pagdating ng third and fourth system is you have different notes na paakyat and then pababa. So it goes something like this. And then down bow ulit, alright? Mark your notes. Okay? So in this part, you can see we go 1, 3, 2, 4 on the third measure of your third system. So yung gagawin natin dito is, nakaposte pa rin ang 1 the entire time until mag-open string A. So it goes, okay, finger 1, 3, 2, 4, then 3. Okay? So what you want to do is, poste talaga ang 1. Sometimes I lift 2 and 3 para makapunta sa 4. Example, it's 1. Nag-3 ako, nakalift pa rin ng 2, and then 2, and then 4. Nakalift ang 3, and then scale down. 3, 3, 2, 1, 0. And then, once again, nakalift pa rin ang 2, but ang 3, finger 1 and 3 is nakaposte. Now, make sure ang 2 is naka-curl. Hindi po yan nakataas. Do not raise that. That's a bad sign. Alright. So, I want you to practice that on your own. Wala munang staccato. Notes muna. Okay? Now, kunwari, let's assume that you've already learned your notes and you already know everything. Then you can also start practicing the staccato. So what you're going to do here is on the string ang staccato natin. Or there are two types of staccato. There's on the string and off the string. So I want you to practice first the on the string. Kasi ito yung mas madali. Okay? So what's gonna happen here is, so, notice that nag-staccato ako sa 8 notes on the beginning of the measure sa system 1. Pero nag-data strain na ako sa second measure. Alright? So what I did is, on the string lang ako parate. Okay, hindi po ako nag-lift. On the string po lahat iyon. So you wanna control it as an exercise. You wanna practice this one, open string A or any open string at all. And then you go. Notice that I'm only mainly using my wrist and not my elbow. So less movement on my right arm. It goes. Okay, so you want to practice that on your own. And then, kapag medyo makuha mo na siya, pwede mo na siya i-combine doon sa piece. But make sure also that you've already learned the notes before you start playing staccato. So it's gonna sound something like this on first system. So at least you have an idea of how it sounds like. Okay. Oh, by the way, if you look at second system third bar, you can see that there's a C sharp. Okay? So C sharp is mainly, we usually use C sharp on our second finger on A string. But this time, it's on G string. So if you still remember, if you count from G string, your C would be the third finger on G string. So yung gagawin nito is, you have a choice of either using finger 4 or finger 3. Now, when you use finger 4, you need to make sure that when you press finger 3, magkatabi lang yan. 3 and then 4. Right after 3, as in magkadikit lang sila, right after 3, that would be your C sharp. But if you're going to use finger 3, you want to, diba, ito yung finger 3. So, finger 3 is magkadikit lang sa finger 2. Yes? So, yung gagawin mo is just put it forward, or since I don't have a marker here, on your violin, since you have a marker, you want to play finger 3 or C sharp as right after that third marker on your G string. Okay, I'll repeat that. If you want to use finger 3, you're going to play or you're going to press that area right after the marker on your G string. So that's 3 sharp. Okay? Yan ang ibig sabihin ng 3 sharp. But if you're going to use finger 4, you're going to have, dapat nakaposte ang finger 3, tapos magkadikit lang ang 3 and 4, magkatabi lang yan, 4 would be your C sharp. So you have a choice of using either finger 3, 3 sharp, or finger 4. So it's up to you. Alright? Okay, so let's end there muna. This is the first part of Gavotte. You want to practice that slowly first. Don't go to second part yet if you haven't mastered the first part, because the second part's a bit tricky with all the slurs. So you want to practice your staccato here in our first part ng Gavotte.